Hi, we are in the studio. I have my whole table set up. I went to the art store the other day and I got some new supplies and I'm excited to try them out with you for the first time. These right here, the neocolor wax pastels, I've never tried them before and I'm quite intrigued. I guess they're water soluble, so I have watercolor paper here ready to go and we're gonna try these. I haven't tried them at all, so this will be my first time trying them on camera with you. So first impression, what I have in mind is a snake with, actually pretty much kind of like this. I've been really into doing snakes with flowers in it, but instead of being very stiff about the flowers, I want to make it look more like a flower field instead of just flowers floating around the snake. So I'm gonna use these to just kind of create a flower field, and then with the gouache I want to black out the snake. And I literally had the idea as I was trying to figure it out, and I wrote it down on a sticky note, and I have my snake rough shape. That will not be what it looks like, but I said plain flower feel, then shape out snake. So that's pretty much what I just said that I'm gonna do. So I guess I'm just gonna go at it and figure out as I go and play along, because that's the whole point of trying out a new material. No expectations, just gonna have fun. I kind of want to have a light background to work with instead of something dark, so I'm just gonna start adding what I want the grass part of it to look like. And because I'm gonna shape out the snake and I don't know exactly how it's gonna look, I'm just gonna pretty much paint around this whole thing and make it a full-on flower field, and then paint with the gouache on top to cover it all up, so then when I peel it up it'll look really nice. I'm just gonna randomly add this so I can make it look like a field, and then add flowers on top and start building around it. I'm pretty sure that's the same color I just used. I feel like if I work from light to dark, it'll be the best way to go at this. I'm just gonna keep it in a motion of grass, so when I'm putting in the water, if some of those marks that I'm putting down stay there, it still goes with the flow that I'm trying to have. And maybe I can use this to do some of the flowers so that they really pop, in case this colors right here don't really work for me. So I think I'm feeling pretty good soon to start using water and blending it in. Gonna use water now and a brush and try and get that washed background in there. And I really do like some of that texture that's showing through, so I'm not even going to try and blend it all in. I'm just going to try and cover pretty much the white. I'm just going to focus on making sure there's no white and not really care too much about how it looks, and just let it do its thing. And then from there I can build my flower field from it. Add flowers, add more foliage, and start adding hopefully some depth, and I'll start looking like a real, well not real, but like a flower field in my own creative world. I have no idea what this is gonna look like or if this is gonna work out, so you're in for the ride with me. We are gonna see what happens, and I guess you get to see kind of what my process is like when I'm trying something new. Now I'm going to add like bigger strokes, but I wish I had like a different kind of grain. This one works. Just start adding some bigger lines for the leaves, and then I'll start adding certain flower shapes. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I am trusting the process. Alright, now I'm gonna figure out how I want to shape out the flowers. So welcome to my scribble world right here of this is a patch of grass, and you need to believe it. I'm telling you, it's a patch of grass. And now we're gonna add flowers to this patch of grass. I'm just gonna keep building them up, and I'll keep going, and then I'll go in with that green, darker green color to start shaping them out a little bit more. So I'm just gonna probably flow out and just keep making flower petals and flowers. Those are cute. I'm gonna try and add different kinds of flowers around. I wish I had gotten a brighter orange color, but I didn't. So we're gonna have to play around with what we have. See, that's showing up better now. I'm gonna do some big old flowers. Really fun textures. I just hope the gouache will layer well on top of this. So just kind of playing around with flowers and textures. It's a very paintery style, so I think that's why I'm a little bit like, but that's literally the look I want. So I just need to get over myself and keep on pushing through. It's gonna look good, I hope. These layer pretty well. Some of them do. Actually, no, they do layer pretty well. I guess that yellow just needs, because it looks really nice on this purple. I'm just gonna keep adding flowers, like a couple more. After I do this last little details, I think I'm ready to start carving out with the background color. Again, like adding more of like this to make it look like leaves somehow, which I'm not 100% sure how I'm gonna go with that. So that's gonna be fun. And maybe I should bring in some water. Like carve it out pretty harsh around the edges of the flower to really define the shape, like I do with my oil pastels, and then use this to blend that part up. I feel like that would work really well. I like how it's defining the flowers already. You can probably layer some of those darker stuff on top, or lighter colors on top better, and get some light little flowers out of it. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep defining the flowers with this color. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep playing and see what happens. I hope you are still here and trusting this process along with me, because I promise you I have a vision and I think I can make it happen. That's blending in pretty well. So I feel like for this one I want to use this lighter one, and I feel like that will have a better contrast in between them, because that green is kind of bluish and that purple is bluish, so they're just kind of blending in together too much. So this looks better, and I guess that will allow me to keep it not looking so dark all around. I'm just gonna leave that part open and play with the water. I'm really upset I covered that up all the way, so we'll see what happens there. It's looking fun so far. I always get thrown off with the color that I use for washi tape, and I gotta remember that that color won't be there when I'm done. But it's good. The only way I can get that white border, I should probably like get white washi tape, and then it won't bother me. Love the look of the crisp lines of the border, especially when it's a very messy illustration like this one. I've been really prioritizing having fun in my art, and it just allows me to have so much more fun and explore new things. If I had gotten these materials like a year or so ago when I was very restricted in my style, I probably would have just used them and been like, they have to work to my style, and that's the only way that they would be good materials for me. And honestly, that's not the case for everything. Like sometimes you just have to work with the materials and see what comes out of it. Like don't allow a style to restrict you, because it won't let you explore new things and let you see what else you like. Like you can bring your style into it while also exploring different things. Like I don't normally work this loose and this messy. I want to, so this is a really fun medium to use and do that. It's a really playful medium to do that. So I'm glad I'm not restricting myself to try and do a still life with them, which I'm sure will look lovely and will have some beautiful textures to it. But I just feel like these are made to make some fun, messy art, and that's exactly what I'm getting out of these flowers, and I love that. So don't allow yourself to just be restricted to the ways that you make art all the time, especially when you're trying out a new material. Like, figure out how it's supposed to be used and maybe try it out, or you know, maybe don't even look into how it's supposed to be used and use it your own way, but just explore, have fun. Don't stay restricted to the things you're always doing, because how are you gonna grow that way? How are we gonna do new things if we're always doing the same thing? I mean, we're not. So let's try new things, y'all, and have fun and be okay with it coming out horrible and having no idea what the results will be like, because that's the fun of it. That's the fun of art, the endless possibilities, even if they're not good. Just kind of randomly picking up the colors back and forth and just blending in, adding lights. And for me, again, the color situation just comes down to balance. If I'm seeing yellow here, I want to see yellow here, I want to see yellow there. Same with the green, I want to see it in the different spots of the illustration, so I feel like it's all balanced. And I just keep picking up where I feel like, okay, this is where I should add this color, and this is where I need this color. It's very intuitive, definitely no specific reason as to why I'm adding the colors where I'm adding them. It's just what to me feels like it's balanced, what to me feels like the colors are well distributed, and just makes me happy. So yeah, there's no right or wrong way to make art. Just make it however you want. Just make it the way that it makes you happy. You're the only person who knows what it's supposed to look like. So, I mean, it's never gonna look wrong to anyone else. They're gonna look at it and they're gonna be like, wow, that's awesome, you made that? Or they're gonna be like, oh, I hate that. But, you know, who cares? Everyone has their own opinion, and that's amazing. Can't imagine a world where we all thought the same thing. So I haven't done any water yet. I'm kind of really liking the way that this is looking like this. I might add a little bit of water, but I feel like the water blends it too much and really takes away that good texture. So I'm not sure how much of it I'm going to use, but just gonna keep on adding this to keep on defining the flowers. I feel like I'm getting there. And then maybe add a couple more flowers, and then I'll start shaping out the snake. So yeah, I'll going to keep on doing this background. I'll check with you in a minute because it's just very repetitive, and I'm just gonna flow out and go all over the place. Anyways, I'll see you in a minute when I'm ready to paint the snake or add a couple more flowers. Okay, so that is my little flower background, which honestly I love. It looks super cute, super playful. And now I'm gonna go in. I don't know if I want to add, I feel like I want a couple little tiny flowers that feel a little bit more definish or a little bit more playful maybe. So I'm thinking maybe go in with the little bit of gouache and add a couple on these like really big empty spots, because it wasn't layering that well. So I'm thinking with the gouache I'm gonna do the pale lilac to add a couple tiny little accent flowers, and with the green I'm just gonna block out the snake shape. That's what I'm thinking. Is it risky because this green is very close to that green? Maybe, but it's what's gonna happen. It's been decided, there's no going back. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this to add a couple tiny flowers on these like very empty feeling spots, and it kind of allows me to know that this paint will definitely layer pretty well on top of the neocolors, and I was so worried about that, so that's good. So yeah, I'm just gonna add a couple small flowers just to add a little bit more depth, because I feel like there's too many big ones and then not enough light ones. Like everything's kind of dark. So yeah, I don't know, just adding stuff because I want to. I don't want to go too crazy about it, so just gonna start spreading them about so that I can start shaping out my snake, which is what I'm most excited for. after I do these middle parts, I'm gonna get my snake shaped out, and yeah, that's it. There's no going back after that. Okay, so I guess I'm ready to shape out my snake that I have no plans for other than this like one shape. But that's not exactly how I want it to look right here. Okay, just gonna go like that, because there would be, right? Y'all, I am scared. So I'm just thinking of like the body part, and I started in the middle because shaping out the face is always a little bit challenging for me. So I'm just gonna start in the middle and move on from there. And I'm gonna try and get it kind of smooth so I don't have too much bumpies of like where I was kind of guessing my shape. And then this is where I will put the face, so I'm going to add something like that, and then this should connect. Now I'm just gonna patch these little parts up, and you can already see the snake, right? Like, can you see it? Because I see it. Here we go. Connect that part. So there's my snake all done. Gonna peel this part, which is like the best part. And then I'm all done. That was so fun. Thank you for joining me and trying out this new medium and techniques with old mediums that I'm very used to. This was so cool. I've done snakes with flowers before, but definitely have not made one that looks like this one. And I think I'm gonna work like that a lot more. I love the loose feel mixed with the shapes that I do. It just looks really good together.